Hi guys, Hannah here. So today's class is going to involve the star of the show, the bender ball. So this is a Pilates ball and it's sort of soft, a little bit squeezy. But if you don't have a Pilates ball, no worries. You can grab kind of any soft children's ball that you can get from Walmart or wherever. So from here, we're going to go ahead. We're going to start at the back of our mat for me. We're going to start with our feet just directly underneath of your hips for me. We're going to bring the chin into the chest, the belly button into the spine. We're rolling down one vertebrae after the other. Yes, relax everything and then slowly rolling up for me one vertebrae after the other. Then we're going to roll our shoulders back. And again, chin into the chest, belly button into the spine, rolling down one vertebrae after the other. Good, nice deep breath in, relaxing our head, neck and shoulders, rolling up for me. Last thing to come up is your head and we're going to roll those shoulders back. One more for me guys. Rolling down one vertebrae after the other. And we're just going to go ahead and place that ball to one side. We're going to slowly walk out to a plank position for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to look towards the end of the mat. Lift our belly button in and up. From here, we're going to lift our right heel up to the ceiling and lower it down. And 5, and lower, and 4. Good, nice. And 3, keeping our hips level. And 2, good. Last one, and lower down. Organize that body again, make sure we haven't moved. Second side, we lift our left heel up. And lower, good, and 7. Control as that leg lowers back down again. So we don't want to think about sort of just defying gravity and just like, look. Good, and again, 3 more, and 3, good, and 2, and last one, and lower, drop down to our knees for me. From here, step your right foot by your right hand, helping that foot forward if we need to, guys. Hands are down either side for me. Now, we can either keep that back knee down and press those hips forward, or if we want to go ahead and anchor that foot into the floor and lift that back knee up, feel free to. Again, still pressing those hips forward. Now, stay here. We're going to bring our left hand down to the floor. We're going to rotate our right fingertips up towards the ceiling for me. Take a nice deep breath in and letting it down. And last one, nice deep breath in. And come back through center. Lowering the knee down, stepping that foot back, and then helping our left foot forward. Hands at either side. Again, either that knee is down or we lift that back knee up for me. Good. Drop those hips down. Nice runner's lunge position for me. Opening up those hip flexors. Again, landing our right hand, rotating our left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Good. Nice deep breathing for me. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And bring our arm back. Lower that knee down for me. Step that foot back. From here, both knees come off and we either step forward or jump forward to the front of our mat, taking a seat down. Now, grabbing that ball for me, we're going to go ahead and we're going to utilize this ball with our scoop work. So I want you to hinge forward and I want you to place that ball down as low into behind that back as possible. So we're really wedging it down. Sitting up nice and tall for me, extending those arms in front, relax our shoulders back and down. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale, scooping back, rounding that back, scooping that abdomen, and exhale as we build that spine up. And again, we go ahead, scooping down for me. Yes, can we make our back look like a capital C shape and coming all the way up. And last one for me, we're going to stay here. Rounding that back, relax our shoulders down. From here, we bring our arms out to the side and we exhale as we bring it back. And again, arms out to the side and controlling back. And again, and 5. Good. And 4. Now notice how that when I'm bringing my arms out, they're not actually coming out that far. If I bring my arms all the way, my ribs are going to pop and my chest's going to come up, and I don't want that. Last one for me. Arms out to the side, bring them in, exhale, come all the way up. Now guys, either stay here or grab that ball out and bring it into your hands. Let's separate those feet hip distance apart, sitting up nice and tall. Extend those arms out, palms are on the ball, fingertips are free, relaxing our shoulders down. Now, imagine that we're scooping back into that ball again. Take a nice inhale through the nose, and as we exhale through the mouth, we're scooping down, rounding that back for me. And then exhale, squeeze that ball as we build that spine up. And again, nice deep breath in, scooping down for me. Yes. Is our back rounded? And exhale, squeeze as we come up. Last one for me. Then some fun's going to happen. Staying down for me. Take the ball into our right hand. Rotate for me and come back through center, switching hands. And again. Now, whilst we're rotating in that torso, I want you to keep your hips and your knees facing forward. And we have 2, and back through center, and 1, and back through center. Now, if you were to see yourself from the side, are you still in a rounded scoop position? Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth as we come all the way up. Lovely. Now, from here, I'm going to scoop myself back a little bit. I'm going to extend those legs fully. Now, make sure there's plenty of room behind you because we're going to be rolling onto the back. So, let's go ahead. Let's have ourselves holding that ball. Let's reach our fingertips forward for me. Let's round over that imaginary beach ball. So our arms are trying to stay parallel to the floor. We're looking down to our navel. We roll down for me nice and slowly, squeezing those glutes on the way down for 4, 3, 2, and reach the arms overhead. Now just take that full body stretch to start for me, guys. Don't worry if those ribs pop up. Good. Thinking about reaching the fingertips towards one side, reaching the toes towards the other. And then from here, let's start organizing our body. So we're going to lift our arms up so our biceps are in line with our ears. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure that our ribs are tucked into our torso. We inhale as our arms come up first. We exhale, tuck our chin into our chest, and we reach over those legs. Again, reaching over that imaginary beach ball. Rolling down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Reaching the arms over. Again, keeping those ribs down. Inhale, arms come up first. Exhale, chin into the chest. We reach over that ball for me. Yes, gorgeous job, guys. And rolling back down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach the arms. Inhale as our arms come up. Exhale as we dive up and over for me. And either stay here or separate our legs. Put the ball in between our ankles, squeeze it together, and then reach our arms back over where they were. Again, we roll back down again for 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach the arms long. And go ahead, inhale as our arms come up first. Exhale, squeeze those inner thighs together as we come up and over. Rounded spine. We roll back down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale as our arms come up. Exhale, belly button into the spine. We reach over those legs for me. And rolling back down for 4, 3, 2, 1. So guys, as we come up out of this, if you need to help yourself up by holding on to the back of the legs or just go ahead and push ourselves up, feel free to. This is where we build strength, is as we come out of it. Good. And from here, last one, inhale as our arms come up. Exhale as we come up and over those legs and sitting up nice and tall. Gorgeous. Relax our shoulders down. Now, let's free that ball for me. We're going to transition all the way down onto our back for me as we roll down for 4, 3, 2, and again, finish off. Bring our arms overhead and then go ahead from here. Place our arm down to one side. So our right arm is down to the side. Our right palm is onto that ball. We go ahead. Let's laterally rotate those legs for me, squeezing those legs together. From here, let's go ahead and cradle our left hand behind our head for me. Let's go ahead and place a half-eaten apple shape between our chin and our chest. Taking a nice deep breath in, curl up and over, and we're going to start pumping from that shoulder. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. So can we imagine that our belly button is almost like quicksand sinking down into our spine? Good. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause. Lower back down, switching it over for me. Ball underneath of our left palm, right palm underneath of our head. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, curl up and over and start pumping from that shoulder. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, last 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause, and melting that down, gorgeous. Go ahead, bring our legs in parallel, reach our arms overhead, inhale as our arms come up, exhale, we transition up and over, sitting up nice and tall for me. From here, let's scoot our bum a little bit more to the front of the mat for me. Let's grab that ball and bring it just behind our kneecap. So we're really thinking about pressing against our calves and our hamstrings. So whenever we use a prop, guys, we're really thinking about utilizing it to its full capacity. So we're going to bring those heels into the bum. We're going to make a little pizza slice out of our feet. So our heels are together and our toes are apart. So let's hold on to the outsides of those ankles. Let's look down towards your belly button for me, and let's hover those feet up off the floor. So I want you to keep looking towards your tummy button. Don't look up towards me. I'm not really that interesting. And then rounding that back for me. Relax those shoulders. We inhale to roll back, and we exhale as we come up. Nice. And again, we inhale. And we exhale, 3 more for me, and 3, are we still squeezing that ball? And 2, are we using our abs as an accelerator and a brake? And 1, and we come all the way up. Lower the feet down for me. Let's go ahead, let's free that ball. Let's place that ball and press it against our right shin for me. Let's hover that right foot up off the floor. Extend that left leg nice and long, about 4 to 6 inches up off the floor. And we're going to roll ourselves back down. We're going to stay curled up and over. Let's go ahead and switch. As we switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and 5, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug everything in. Lower back down for me. Beautiful. From here, lower our feet to the floor. Let's bridge up and let's place that ball just underneath the tag of the pants. Unless, of course, we're wearing high-waisted pants. From here, we bring our right leg up into tabletop, our left leg up into tabletop. Extend your legs and see how my legs are laterally rotated. So our inner thighs are together and our toes are out to the side. From here, let's go ahead. Let's lower our legs down 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch and exhale as we lift them up. And we lower 1 inch by 1 inch and 1 inch and we lift them up for me and again and we lower, lower, lower and lift and last one as we lower, lower, lower and lift. Now, let's keep our left leg completely still. Let our right leg come out to the side like we're a little clock ticking and squeeze it back through center. Now, remember, as with most things in regards to Pilates, it's not the thing that's moving where the work happens. It's everything else staying silent. Good. And squeeze back through center. Last one for me. Trying to keep both hip bones shining up towards the sky and switching sides. We bring our left leg out to the side and squeeze it back through center. And bringing it out to the side and squeeze it back through center. And last two are our hip bones still shining up to the ceiling. And last one for me. And center. Let's go ahead. Let's come into our leg circles. We bring our legs to the sides. We circle around, zipper together, and lift up. Yes, we come out to the side, circle and zipper together, and lift, and again, out to the sides, circle and zipper, and lift. Last one in this direction, and again, circle, zipper those inner thighs together, and lift. Other direction. We lower down only as far as we can maintain that back position, circle up and around and bring it together. So I want you to imagine that your pelvis is like a wine glass, guys. Now, I used to say water glass, but apparently wine people see as more value. So our wine glass, we don't want it to spill. We don't want the wine to spill out of the front or out of the back. So we want to keep that pelvis completely still. And the last one, as we lower and we circle around and zipper. Bring our legs into parallel, bending our legs, bringing our feet down and bridge up and move that ball. Now, from here, we're going to place that ball in between our knees for me. Bringing our feet down to the floor and let's walk our heels in towards our bum. So if you're somebody who finds that you get kind of hamstring cramps when we come into bridge work, then make sure that you're moving your heels just that little bit closer towards your bum for me. Arms are down by our side. We peel our bum as we lift up for me. Hips up, ribs melted down, and rolling down one vertebrae after the other. Tailbone comes down last, and again, we peel as we roll up, hips up, ribs down, and melting down one vertebrae after the other. And again, we peel as we roll up, stay lifted. From here, let's squeeze those inner thighs together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Lift our heels up and lower our heels down. And lift our heels up and lower back down. 4 more. And 4. And controlling back down. And 3. Keeping our weight and all 5 toes on each foot. Making sure our ankles aren't sticking from one side to the other. Last one, keep our heels lifted. Let's pulse our hips up and down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's go ahead and combo. So we squeeze, release, lower, lift. Squeeze, release, lower, lift. And squeeze, release, lower, lift. Squeeze, release, lower, lift. And 4. Lower, lift. And 3. Lower, lift. And 2. Oh yeah. Lower, lift. And 1. Lower, lift, stay lifted, and just pulse those inner thighs. So again, really let that movement come from right up in the inner thigh for me. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the heels down and melt down one vertebrae after the other. So good, guys. Now, from here, grab that ball, extend our legs for me, get ready to come into our transition. As we reach our arms overhead, inhale as our arms come up, exhale as we come up and over, sitting up nice and tall for me. So let's separate our legs mat distance apart for me. Make sure we're really sat up onto our sit bones for me. We're going to place that ball just in front of our legs for me. Let's go ahead and let's flex those feet. Toes are up towards our nose. Palms are going to go ahead and be into that ball. Relax our shoulders back and down. Now, I want you to take a nice deep breath in. I want you to round the back and scoop the abdomen as we're pressing our palms into that ball. And go ahead, release the tension and sit up nice and tall for me. And again, nice deep breath in. Exhale, push down on that ball. Round and scoop that abdomen. Look towards our navel. And stacking all the way back up. And the last one for me. Nice deep breath in and exhale. Push onto that ball, rounding that back. And remember that capital C shape. And come all the way back up for me. Gorgeous. From here, we're going to go ahead, we're going to free that ball. And let's go ahead and let's bring ourselves onto a side position for me. I'm going to place that ball in between our ankles. So, go ahead guys, feel free to scoop around to that second side. I'm going to carry on facing towards you so that you can see me. We're going to start with a side lying position for me. So, you can either go ahead and bring our arm all the way down, or you can do what I'm going to do and you're going to prop your head up. Stacking those hips, stacking those shoulders. Let's flex those feet for me. From here, let's go ahead, lift both legs up and lower them down. So lightly pressing down that right hand for me. So we're just getting a little bit of support there. Making sure that our legs are in parallel, which means both toes are facing forward and that top toe isn't facing up to the ceiling for me. We have 3, good, and 2, almost there. Last one, stay lifted. Now, from here, we're going to pulse those inner thighs together. I want you to really, again, think about that pulsing coming from in between, right at the top of our thighs, not our ankles, our knees, or our feet. Good, we have 4 more, and 3, 2, 1. Now the fun begins, guys, because we're going to bring our legs forward and we're going to control them back. And again, we bring them forward and we control back. Last one for me. We bring them forward into an L shape. We bring them back. Stay here. Can we combo? We're going to lower. We're going to lift. We're going to squeeze and we're going to bring on forward. Yes. And we lower, lift, forward, and back. Last one, I know, goodness me, this is fun. Lift, squeeze, and forward, and back, and lower. Woo. Now from here, let's come up onto our elbow position. So we get ready to come onto our side plank. So you can go ahead and keep your legs straight like me. If you need to bend your knees, feel free to. Guys, if you need to get rid of that ball, feel free. Now, from here, keep the feet flexed for me. Keep the elbow directly underneath of your knee. And we're going to exhale as we lift ourselves up. See if you can bring that free arm into a T. We're going to hold here for 10, 9, keep that head on straight, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lowering down. Coming on up to a side-seated position, let's free that ball for me. Now, we're going to come on to a little transition of a mermaid. So I'm going to get you to see if you can go ahead and stack your legs in this almost side-seated position. If you can, and you need to come more into this Z position, then that's cool too. So I'm going to bring the ball into my left hand. I'm going to hold my right hand onto those ankles for me. And I'm going to sit up as tall as I possibly can. I'm going to reach my arm overhead for me. And I'm trying to zipper my bicep towards my ear. Getting nice and tall first before we come up and over. So inhale, prepare. Exhale as we come over. So we're reaching towards the wall just above my head here. And then we're trying to ground that hip down. And we're going to come all the way up. So again, we get tall before we come up and over. Good, nice deep breath in. And back through center. And one more. Again, get tall. And come up and over. So we only come over as far as we can keep that arm stable towards our head. Come all the way up, landing that hand down, freeing that right arm into a T. We're going to push that ball away as we take that little counter stretch and come all the way back in. And last one for me, we roll the ball away as we take that counter stretch and come all the way back in. Perfect. Now, let's go ahead. Let's swing those legs around that second side for me. We're going to work our way back in reverse. So we're going to do our mermaid, then we're going to do our side plank, then we're going to do our side leg series. So, again, see if we can stack those legs. Maybe you have one side that you can and the other that you can't. All good, guys. Go with it. From here, extend your right arm up to the ceiling. Again, get as long as we possibly can in that torso. Inhale as we prepare. Exhale as we pull ourselves over, trying to keep our bicep against our ear and come all the way up. Get tall again. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale as we reach over, trying to reach the ball towards the wall here, trying to ground our hip down and come all the way up. And last one, reach the ball and come up and over for me. Take a nice deep breath in. Come all the way up, grounding that ball down, bringing our free arm into a T. We go ahead, we roll the ball away, and we reach into that counter stretch and come all the way back. And last one, we go ahead as we roll the ball away and take that counter stretch, come all the way up for me and relax. But when I say relax, what I mean is take the ball in between those ankles for me and get ready to come into that side plank on that second side. So our elbow is directly underneath of our shoulder, our legs are stacked and our feet are flexed. Again, guys, if you need to take that modification, modifications are not weakness. So take a nice deep breath in, exhale, lift ourselves up, maybe that free arm comes into a T and we hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lowering down. Again, either prop your head or bring your hand all the way down for me. Keep those legs nice and straight, stacking in the hips, stacking in the shoulders, flexing those feet for me. We go ahead as we lift both legs up and we lower them down with control. So like I said earlier, don't let gravity just pull them down. Really think about resisting gravity as we place the legs down. Good. And again, we have 4 and lowering down. And 3 and controlling back down. And 2. Good. Last one, we're going to go ahead. We stay lifted. Feet are flexed, legs are parallel. We pulse together for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay here. Plant that hand down. We bring our legs forward into an L and we control back forward. And again, we bring them forward into an L shape and we control back for me. And again, and 4 and controlling back. And 3 as we start to get tired, it burns. And last 2, yes, good, keep that chest proud. Last one for me, bring it back. Can we combo? We lower, we lift, we squeeze, and we float forward, yes. And we lower, lift, squeeze, and float forward. And last one, we lower, lift, squeeze, and float forward, bringing it back, lowering down. So good, guys. That is really quite challenging. Let's push ourselves up for me. Let's grab that ball. And we're going to transition. So as that we lay down onto our back, this ball is going to be about mid-back series. For those ladies, it's going to be about bra height, bra line. So from here, let's come on back for me. Take a couple of seconds just to play around with where that needs to be. Now, sometimes I like to go ahead and I like to cradle my hands behind my head. But remember, guys, we want our head being heavy into our hands as opposed to our hands yanking our neck. So from here, feet are going to be hip distance apart for me, and our elbows are going to be wide. Let's go ahead, let's lower down, so we're getting that nice back stretch for me, that nice chest opener. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale, curl up and over, never yanking the neck. And again, inhale as we come back, taking that chest stretch, elbows are wide. Exhale, curl up and over, using that Pilates breath. So we're going to inhale through the nose, expand the ribs like an accordion, and exhale as we come through pursed lips with that breath. And last one for me, inhale as we lower, exhale through pursed lips as we come up. Let's extend that right leg for me. So we can always stay where we were, guys, or we can add on. So that right leg is going to be long if we're going to continue. And we're going to come all the way back again. From here, as we curl up, we're lifting our right leg up just to knee height. And we're going to lower with control back down. And again, we go ahead, we curl up and over for me. Pause. And controlling back down. And again, as we exhale, again, we're imagining our belly button is like quicksand sinking down into our spine. And last one for me, we're going to go ahead as we pause here. From here, our leg comes out to the side and bring it back in through center. So again, we're making sure that we've got that little distance between our chin and our chest. So we're not yanking our chin into our chest. We're keeping that nice cervical spine or that neck area nice and controlled. Last one for me, yes. And go ahead, bending that leg. From here, extend that opposite leg for me. That left leg is nice and long. And we go ahead and we take that chest opener. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, curl up and over as we lift that left leg to knee height. And control as we lower back down. And again, we go ahead, we curl up and over. And controlling down. Are our elbows still nice and wide, guys? And 4 is our head nice and heavy into our hands. And 3, are we still using that Pilates breath? Good. 2 more for me. And 2. Notice how everything's purposely slow and controlled. And 1. Stay here. From here, everything stays still. Left leg comes to the side and brings it back together. And again, out to the side and back here. So notice how everything else is staying nice and still, guys. Good. And 3, and that's really what makes it challenging. And 2, good. And 1, and go ahead, bend that leg for me. Taking a nice deep breath in, hug the legs in, coming on up to a seated position, and let's grab that ball for me. So, from here, I want you to go ahead and swing your legs around and lie onto your tummy for me. So, once we're onto our tummy, I'm going to get you to go ahead and extend your arms out nice and long for me. From here, palms are going to be onto the ball. Now, ideally, our legs are laterally rotated, so our heels together, our toes are apart, and our inseams are together. If we can't do this, guys, without pinching into the back, let's have those legs about hip distance apart for me. So, play around with where feels good for you. I want you to press the pubic bone down, and I want you to lift the belly button up for me, although I'm not going to see that part. Nice neutral neck. From here, we take a nice deep breath in, and let the breath go. And on our next inhale, we push down through the ball, straight arms, and we swan that chest up for me, and we lower back down. So, from here, as we inhale, we raise the chest up out of that imaginary water, pressing into the ball and controlling down. Now guys, if you find your range of motion is more here, that's fine guys, it doesn't matter. And the last one, you go with what feels best for your body. Remember, it's your workout. And lowering down. And last one for me, we go ahead as we lift up and we lower down. Now, let's go ahead, let's bring our right palm onto the ball and our left palm on top of our right palm. Neck is still neutral. We swan up on an inhale, we free the left arm, rotate back, gaze towards that arm, bring it back through center and lower down. Twice more on this side. We swan up on an inhale, free the arm for me, bringing it back in, and exhale to lower down. Last one, as we swan up, free the arm, rotate, bring it back through center, and lower down. Reorganize the arms so our left palm is down, our right palm is on top of our left, neck is neutral. Swanning up, free the right arm, rotate and gaze, back through center, and lower. So twice more here, keep going. So remember guys, our neck is just an extension of our spine. So we don't want to think about breaking at that neck. We want a nice straight neck in line with our spine. No creases or wrinkles at the back of that neck, and lower down. From here, grab that ball, send ourselves back into a child's pose position. Palms on top of the ball, arms are nice and long for me, pressing down. Keep breathing here. A nice active child's pose position for me. And then from here, roll the ball in, come all the way up, roll our shoulders back. So I want you to come up to a tall kneeling position for me. I want you to have your hips directly underneath, over the top of your knees for me. And from here, that ball is going to be in between our hands. Extend our arms nice and long. Again, as always, relax our shoulders down. Focus on that one spot that's not moving. We go ahead, we hinge back for me, moving in one straight line, and we squeeze the ball as we come back up. And again, inhale as we come back, and exhale, squeeze the ball as we come back in. 3 more. Those thighs are going to be screaming at the end. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. And 2. And squeeze. Hey, I'm in pain as well. And 1. We stay here. We pulse those palms together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Inhale, expand the ribs. Exhale, squeeze the ball. Coming on forward. Relaxing down. So good, guys. So, now we're going to go ahead and come into a quadruped position. So, again, we're going to be utilizing that ball behind our kneecap. So again, like I said earlier, whenever we're using a prop, we're really using the prop. So, come down onto all fours. We're going to place that ball behind our right kneecap. We're going to flex that right foot for me. Our knees are going to be directly underneath of our hips. Our hands are going to be directly underneath of our shoulders. Relax our shoulders out of our ears. Again, the neck is nice and long. Gaze is just towards the end of the mat. We go ahead. We free that right leg. We come into that donkey kick for 10. Good. Keeping that foot flexed. And 9. Good. And 8. Trying to keep nice and even and level. Remember that wine glass in our pelvis. Good. And 4 more. And 4. Good. And 3. Keeping that foot flexed. And 2. Again, really squeezing that ball with that calf and that hamstring. 1. We stay here. Let's pulse the sole up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Lower the knee down. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lifting our leg like a dog at a lamppost. And I know it's not a particularly nice analogy, but everybody always knows what I mean when I say that. Good. And again. Now notice how my leg actually isn't coming up as far as you think it should. And that's because my hips are staying facing towards the floor. And we have 3. Using that breath. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. 2 more for me. And 2. Good. And last one for me. And lowering down. Let's bring that ball. And now let's go ahead and bring it to the roof of that foot. So, from here. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to come to the side position so you can see what I mean here. We're going to bring that ball just underneath that foot. I'm going to continue this direction so you can see what I mean. From here, our weight is into our right hand for me. We extend our left arm and roll that ball out for me. And exhale as we bring it in. And again. And 4. Good. And 3. Keep that tailbone nice and long. And 2. And last one, stay out. Pulse just the arm for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the arm still. Bring the knee in and extending it back out. Bring the knee in and extending it back out. Last one. And extending out and bring it all in. Nice. Go ahead, remove that ball. I'm going to face back towards you. And we're going to do that second side. So again, that ball is going to be just behind our left kneecap for me. Again, we're really squeezing that knee. We're really squeezing behind that knee, between our shin, put my teeth back in, between our calf and our hamstring. There we go. From here, I'm just getting so excited, guys. I'm getting tongue twisted. Now, hands are underneath our shoulders, knees are underneath of our hips, flexing that left foot, look towards the end of the mat. We're donkey kicking that left leg up and we're controlling it down. And again, we lift and we lower. Squeeze that ball. And 7. Good. And 6, making sure that we're not dumping and leaning too much into that right side to compensate. And 4, good. If we're squeezing that ball, we can feel that hamstring so much more. Good. And 3 more. And 3, relax our shoulders out of our ears. And 2, make sure that we're not dangling our head like fish bait. And 1, stay here, pulse up and stamp the ceiling. 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing it down, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lifting our leg and lowering it down. So coming into those hydrants, and we lift and we lower, and again as we lift and we lower. 3 more, and 3, and lowering it down, and 2, again those hips are shining towards the floor, and 1, and lowering it down. Good. Free that ball for me. I'm going to come to this side so again you can see what I'm up to. Let's go ahead. Let's place the ball on the roof of that foot for me. Again, hands are underneath of our shoulders. We're thinking about lengthening that tailbone towards the opposite wall. And from here, put our weight into our left hand. Extend that right arm and that left leg and bringing it back home. 4 more. And 4. Thinking about our belly button being lightly into the spine. We don't want to think about sucking it in for dear life like we're at the beach. You know what I'm saying. And 2. Just a light contraction. And 1, we stay here. Let's pulse the arm for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just bring the knee in for 4 and extend. And 3, keep that right arm lengthened. And 2. And last one for me. And bring everything back in. Gorgeous, guys. Now, from here, let's come back into that child's pose again for me. This time, keep the ball where it's at and just walk our arms to that right side for me, lengthening that neck, breathing into our left rib cage here. So as we're reaching our arms to the right side, we're shifting our bum to the left side for me. Good, taking a nice deep breath in. And exhale, walk those arms back through center and over to that second side for me. Again, making sure that we're not losing that neck. Reach our arms towards the wall beside us, reaching that bum towards the opposite wall. Take a nice deep breath in and back through center for me. And then we're going to come all the way up and we're going to place that ball between our knees for me. Now, once the ball is between our knees, let's go ahead and we're going to come into that quadruped position. One more time. Now, if your wrists are really starting to feel it, we have a couple of options. We can stack those fists for me, so we're in a nice stacked position. We can go ahead, we can have our hands on dumbbells, so again it mimics that stacked position, or we can always come down onto our elbows. So, from here, ball is between our knees, toes are tucked, take a nice deep breath in, hover those knees up off the ground, and again, we're just holding here. So imagine that you're at a little table and you've got a cup of tea on your back, you don't want to spill it, and we hold for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Now guys, we have a second set. We have a couple of options. 1, you can stay exactly where we just were. 2, we're going to come on and we're going to pulse those knees together. Finish off those inner thighs. Again, tuck those toes, hands are underneath of our shoulders. Hover our knees up and we pulse those inner thighs together for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Free the legs for me. Pop that ball to one side. We're almost done with that. I don't think I'm lying when I say that. And then from here, let's go ahead. Let's bring our hands underneath of our shoulders. Let's walk back to our knees. So our knees are going to be in line with our body. We're thinking about our knees, our hips, and our head all in line. We're going to do 3 push-ups for me. Inhaling as we lower. Exhaling as we lift. 2 more for me. And 2. And exhaling to lift. And 1 more for me. And exhaling to lift. Extend the legs, tuck our toes. Walk back to our feet for 4, 3, 2, 1. And rolling up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll our shoulders back. From here, chin into the chest, belly button into the spine, rolling down for me. Walk out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop down to the knees, or you can always stay on your toes. Just 2 push-ups. Look towards the end of the mat. Inhale to lower. Exhale, belly button comes up with your spine. And last one, inhaling to lower. And exhaling through pursed lips as we lift. Extend the legs, wrap the toes. Walk back to our feet for 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling our shoulders back. Last one, guys. Finale. Chin into the chest, belly button into the spine. Rolling down for me. And we walk out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Either stay here or drop down to your knees. Inhaling as we lower. Exhaling as we lift. Extend the legs, wrap our toes. And for the last time, walking back to our feet for 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's inch our feet together for me. Our heels together, our toes are apart. Let's scoop our belly button. So the only thing that's holding us up is our belly button. We're going to let those arms circle in that pendulum style for 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to reverse those circles for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping our feet in that little Pilates V for me. We're going to roll up for me for 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll those shoulders back. I want you to go ahead. I want you to look towards the left side for me. And back through center. And look towards the right side. And back through center. Let's bring our left ear down towards our shoulder for me. Let's hold on to that opposite wrist and give it a little pull down. So we'll really think about depressing that shoulder down. Good, take a nice deep breath in. Bring our head back in, loosen that wrist. And bring our right ear towards our shoulder. Again, holding on to that opposite wrist for me. Good, taking a nice deep breath in. And go ahead, shake it off, back through center for me. From here, I want you to go ahead and I want you to keep your heels together for me. Close that little V, that little pizza slice. Lifting our heels up, only coming as high as you whilst keeping those heels together. We lift our shoulders up, we squeeze our shoulder blades together, we slide down, and last one, shoulders to ears, squeeze back, slide down, and then I want you to imagine that my hand is on your head. I want you to push into my hand as you lower your heels down. And last one, raise up those heels. My hand is on your head. Push into my hand, lengthen your spine as you lower your heels down. And I want you to stay that tall and that long in the spine until we see each other again.